Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. We're going to do another video today about tracing images. We're going to do it a little bit different this time because in the last video, I just kind of showed you an overview and then just did the hair as an example, and that was about it. So like I said, I need Kevin. So we're going to work on Kevin today from the movie Up. And what we're going to do is might even, when we're done, if there's enough time and the video isn't too long, I might even put some bones on this, and we might even try to morph and move him around, which usually I don't really do that on my reviews. And but what the heck, we might do that just for fun, just so you can um, see practical uses. Because some of in my other videos, some of the things that I had drawn, really they were good for static pictures, but for animations maybe they weren't that great. So today when we work on Kevin, one of the things we're going to try is we're actually going to try to get Kevin in a workable standard where you can actually do an animation with Kevin and you can move his neck and his head, and we'll work on that together, and it'll be a really good bone tutorial for myself. We're both going to be kind of learning off of each other here, but hopefully, we can learn some stuff here. So like always, like I said in the last tutorial, what we want to do is we want to grab your image from wherever it is you're working. If you have an original image, you pop it on your screen, and you put it as a new image, and then just select the image that you're looking for, right? And when you load it in, I like putting it all the way in the back. In Pro, I think there's a trace feature, but I don't know. Again, I use Debut, so this is really good. If you don't have Pro and you're sick and tired of watching all these Pro videos, and you're just like, how do I do that in Debut? Well, you'll not have that problem with me because I don't have $400. So we're gonna learn how to do this in Debut. And this is MoHo version 12. Last video I kept calling it version 11. I don't know why, but this is version. There it is, Debut 12. All right. So let's get started on this. And oh no, there we go. All right. So, like I'd said, we always want to start with the biggest. So, with the biggest body part and the biggest, the thing that might just be like the frame of your image. So when we look here, and since we're gonna start thinking animation, we're gonna have the legs, right? So we have to have this big old body here. And I would say this is the most important part. The neck. Should the neck be included in the body? Depends how we morph it. So if we do bones, let's say we do bones, I want the neck to be able to move. So I might put like 1, 2, or 3 bones in here. So the neck could just kind of move in all sorts of crazy ways. If I do that, that means that we won't be binding to layers. So we'll be binding to the image. Wow, this just became challenging. Maybe we won't be binding bones. Alright, so let's just draw the frame for now. And so we can manually do it, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. Alright, like I told you, I like using stars if I am going to be doing a lot of things. So you can hit S for draw shape and then select star. I like it because it gives me a lot of points to work with. And the last one, I kept calling it pixels. I know it's not pixels, it's points. I don't know what I was thinking, right? But whatever. So what we're going to do is you're going to hit the T key, and let's go Control I because everything's already selected, so that inverses everything. We hit the T key, which gives us the transform points tool. I'm going to try to use the proper jargon in this video, and we're going to move all of the points to the corresponding areas, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We may have to add some points here and there. Oh, whoa, 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 that's not what I want. Right. So yeah, definitely need to add some points, but let's see, let's add 1 here, 1 here. Let's see how that works out. So To add a point, you click A to, and then you click T to transform the point. You want to get used to that. It'll be a little bit quicker than going here. Sometimes I don't have all of these memorized, like the hide point, which is H. I don't know why I don't have that memorized. It's so easy, but I don't have it memorized. So now that we have this, we can either continue adding points, or we can try to see if we can use the curvature tool to get all of this, so that maybe this is all the points we need. The less amount of points that I can use, the better. If I can hit the same design or the same look that I'm looking for without having to add too many points, I prefer that. So let's see if these points are more than enough. You know, I'm going to do something. If you look at it, this is a wing, right? So is this part of that wing? Do we need more reference material? I think we do. I think we need more references. So I'm just going on my browser on my second page, and let's just bring it in, right? Let's just bring it in. And Kevin, as you can see, never really opens his wings very wide. So this is very important. This is very good to see. So this is Kevin's wing. This is not a wing. It looks like a wing. It's only that little blue thing. See it? See that? Oh, that's so small. But Kevin's wing, that's his wing. So you can say that we can make a circle like this. And then look, 1, 2, 3. We can put 3 bones in the neck. So then we're going to have... So you can say that it could be a circle like this, and then this tail is like an add-on. So the tail will be behind. This is kind of cool. That wasn't in the movie. I wish that was. See, yeah, there's the wing. So this is really good to see. Yeah, so what we're going to do, I'm glad we saw that, is we are going to do, whoops, this. All right, now this is why I say references are very important, especially if it's not your own creation, if it's something. So this wing is going to have to be something else. It's going to have to be a separate piece. I'm still deciding. I don't know if we're going to use, I don't know what bone structure or what bone type or how we're going to bone this. Is it bone it? We're going to bone the hell out of Kevin. I don't know. How do you say that? Do you say bone it? That just sounds so vulgar. Do you say rig? Rig. That's what we're going to... Rig is the correct word. So how are we going to rig it is going to be very important, right? So we're going to go and... Sorry if I stop talking while I'm concentrating. I am a man. I cannot do 2 things at once. Oops. Alright. Here's a great thing. You don't have to get right on the point. You just got to get close to the point. If it's the closest point, you're cool. And... Alright. If you notice, the only reason this means, since we are kind of interpreting, we are not interpreting, but we're making almost like a 2D version of this 3D piece of art. Sometimes you can't really like follow the lines. You have to do what looks best. There is a problem. If this mouth opens, you're going to be able to see this. So we can always do this. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we could do. Technically, but then what I'm doing is I'm giving it the option here that if I decide that I want this mouth to open and close, what'll happen is you won't see the body under it. Um, I don't know if we're gonna go with that because that means we're gonna have to build an entire mouth system and let's see, we're gonna have to use reference art like this one to figure out how it is we're supposed to do it. Yeah, maybe we do. We'll save that for later. But that's really good because it lets me know what the eyes look like. All right, so we're done with the base body, right? So usually I name this. So that's body. That's my base body, and we're gonna create a shape. So we're gonna hit U and both, and you know what? Before we do that, hmm. Ah, this is what we're gonna do. We don't need colors just yet. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna create shape and create shape. There you go. Now we're gonna do something extra now because we're gonna do this. We're gonna add points. It's early on, which is good. If I mess up, we can still salvage this work. Alright, so what I'm doing now, we're gonna select lasso. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I only lassoed the blue part of what's his face? Kevin. So we're gonna create shape and actually before we create shape, let's grab this blue and create shape and create shape. Okay, cool. So there he is. You notice it's blue. And it didn't do all the mad pixels. Now, if you noticed, I made the body first. After I created the shape, then I carved out the neck. Always do it that way. What I learned is if you carve out the neck before you create the shape, it does what I showed in the last video with the bulldog. So you don't want to do that. So now we're going to go, we're going to get Kevin's other color. I don't want that color. I want this color here, the one that's in this picture. So I actually pulled the color from here. So you can actually, I actually put it here. You can actually grab off even your desktop, like you can grab all sorts of colors. And now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going lasso. And there you go. And then we're going to create shape and create shape. And now, boom, Kevin. You look so sexy, Kevin. So there's Kevin's body. On this painting, we're going to do something a little... Oh, no, we're not. We're not because it won't match the rest of my art. I was going to say we're going to take all the... We're not going to have any cartoon lines on it, but no, yeah, we're going to have cartoon lines, unfortunately. Sorry, maybe in a future one. And so then we're going to create a new vector, and this is going to be, I don't know, tail. We'll call it tail, right? So tail has to go on top, and so we design the body. We still need to fix it up, but I usually tend to fix it up once more things start coming into the mix. And so let's work on the tail. And for the tail, doesn't matter. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Uh, one, two. Hmm. This one's tricky. Tail's gonna have to go under. Okay, so for the tail, we'll use a circle. So and I use a couple of these different ones just so you see how they work. And what we want to do to really capture Kevin, this tail is going to be a little more detailed than you'd think it would be. So we're going to go like this. Then, come on, Kevin. Kevin's a mom. Sorry, that's one of my... Kevin's a girl. It's one of my favorite lines in Up. And, well, actually, it's more like Kevin's a girl. But still, it's one of my favorite lines in Up. And... if anything, I'd want it to be more like this. Alright, so that's going to be a purple. And let's go use a purple. This one. Yeah. So we're going to create shape. Oh, control. And create shape. Okay, so let's use this tool, make some curvatures. Now, you're probably noticing that I'm not matching every little wrinkle. You don't really need to. The essence could really be very, very interpretive. If you capture the essence of a character, it doesn't really matter. Think about how we watch cartoons like Spider-Man or Superman, and sometimes they have some really funky art. Like, remember that Batman animated series that came out in the 90s that was super badass? And it looked like a 50s cartoon? That was a lot of interpretive. That wasn't, we never really seen Batman drawn that way, but we instantly identified with it and liked it, and we understood the look and we understood what it was doing. So as long as you look and it matches, it doesn't have to be an exact. Alright, so there we go. But the tail should go under. Right? So I always like rendering. There you go. Still looks horrible. He always looks horrible at the beginning. And we're done there. So what we want to do now, we did the tail. So I want to do, we'll call this tail wing, because this is a wing, but we'll call it tail wing. I don't know what to call that. And we'll make another vector. And or wingtail, side, fur, side. What do you call that? What do you call that? Molt? Is that the molt? Side wing, side tail, top tail, whatever, top tail. All right, that's a little bit more of a blue. And let's get something a little more fun, like what's on this. There we go. And we're gonna have to add some purple there, which is gonna be fun. We're actually gonna do some creative things today. I think this may be one of the harder ones I draw now that I look at it, and I overdid the star size there. Alright, so let's go there. And yeah, this one's gonna be rough because you know what? We're gonna get playful with this. It's gonna be more work, but screw it. More work means more learning, right? Alright, so we got a couple of extra points, which is good. It'll let us round something out that maybe... Alright, so time to get to making things round. Alright, so... we're gonna do here what we did with the dogs. Remember what we did with the alpha dogs? We're gonna do that same technique. So we're gonna do something cool here. So we're gonna go A, and we're gonna create that shape. Boom. All right. But then we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're going to maybe match this purple. Let me see. Something the lighter end. Okay. Alright, and here alright. So we're gonna lasso, and then we're gonna hit shift so we can add points to that lasso, and there you go. So create shape. Create shape. Alright, so why'd that do that? What did I do wrong? Alright, so let me see. Am I gonna have to learn a lesson when teaching a lesson? Is that what's gonna happen here? Does Dave Chappelle have to slap a bitch? No. Alright, let's see. Okay. But I'd much prefer something bright. Okay, perfect. There we go. Alright. So that's how we're doing that. So as you see, he's starting to turn, but we're gonna have fun with this. And then... Alright. Okay, so we've got the core body done. So now we have to do all the things that pop out of the body, right? So we're going to have to do a leg and then put it behind the body. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see that. We're going to have to do a leg, this one, and point it. This one's going to have to be on top, so it's going to have to be a top layer. So that'll be right leg, right? And then we're going to need a left leg, which would go left leg. And this one would go under the body. Alright, so, but this right leg has to go under the top tail. Now why? If for some reason I bent this guy over and this tail goes over this leg, we're going to need this tail. This tail has to go over the leg, right? Or does it? Let's look at some references. Well, maybe not. All right, well, we'll work on that later. Okay, so let's work on the left leg. Legs are boring. I hate working on legs. All right, so legs, I think, are... Let's go color this. Don't always pick the darkest color. Pick the color that would be funnest to play with. So like the darkers would be too dark, where this lighter color I think would be a lot nicer. And here we go. I'm on the left leg, right? Yeah, okay. Don't want to draw the leg on the wrong part. This is the most intricate leg I've done. I've usually done dog feet. Now look, if I make this line and then keep, you don't want to do that. Remember what happens when you do that? It ruins the whole thing. Does that weird thing that happened to the pip to the bulldog. Alright. Don't mean to be silent. Okay. So let's add some curvature. Why sometimes I get Bezier handles, I don't know. Bezier? Bizarre? I don't know what they're called. Right. Let's go. Go. Gadget. Go. Alright. As you notice, sometimes when you round these out, you have to then reposition your points. This one I always know I was going to reposition. And alright. Alright. So there we go. And create shape. Perfect. Body. Tail. So there you go. There's the first leg. And now we're going to do the second leg. Oh man. So we're going to do the right leg. This one I don't have as much leeway as the other one because this one actually goes on top of my body layer. So because of that, I don't have all the leeway and tolerance that I had with the bottom one where it didn't matter how I attached. And I'm not done with his feet right now. I'm not done with most of the stuff that I've finished, like the body and all that. I still have a lot of work on all of them. I still have to add the little details that make it come alive, and we're gonna now we'll do this again. Doesn't have to be exact. I've noticed if you can nail 90%, it's like the human eye could put in the difference. Okay. I've got this song in my head, man. The Alexander Hamilton song. I really like that. It's a Broadway play slash rap song. But it's more Broadway than rap. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to do this one. Create shape. Boom! All right, and me, because I love looking at my own work, I always render. There you go. Now, I want you to notice the difference here. He's already looking a whole lot better. He already is starting to look more like the actual bird, like the cartoon. And he's not even finely detailed. And so now we're going to work on the beak. So let's undo the body. All right. All right, we're going to do... Oh, no, 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 no. We got one thing before that. Very important thing. Top tail. The wing. And that needs to be highest of all. There you go. So the wing should pretty much be a circle that gets morphed, right? So there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now we change some of this. Change some. I might be able to get away with that. There you go. There you go. Kevin! Alright. I wish I could redo that kid's voice. Alright, so we're going to do body. Alright. Okay, so we need to make a choice right here, right now. The eye. Are we going to have it blinking? And are we going to go with this? Or are we going to go with this little blue outside thingy? So, those are all... No, wait. It does have that blue ring. And look at that. I didn't realize the red beak. Okay, so is it necessary if I don't put that blue around the eye? Would you still know that you're looking at... Yeah, even those make it, you know? I hate to say it. We're gonna have to blue ring that eye. Alright. Okay, so we did the wing. And let's do the beak. And then what the head flowers, head. What are those called again, man? The feathers, head feathers. I don't know, feather. All right, and then eyes. Perfect. So let's get started with the star. This one's definitely gonna have a lot of points. So here's the question. Remember, I had asked this earlier. Will the mouth open and close? So will I do something like this? Are we gonna animate this dumb bird? That's basically what I'm asking. I'm not gonna animate it. I'm not gonna animate it because I'm gonna do it wrong, and I think I should practice that later. Come back, do it in another video where I can teach you guys how to do it. But right, right. So right. So then, hmm, we're gonna add. All right. So there you go. And then here. Oops, that's not what I want. Create shape. All right. I did this in the eye section. So we'll rename eye beak. All right. All right. So there we go. Now we're gonna work on next. Next, we're working on the eyes. There we go. So let's do the eyes. So we got another question we want to ask ourselves. Where are we going to do the eyelids? Let's go eyelid. Alright, so we'll do a circle. Alright, so we're going to have to lower that, but that's fine. And then the eyes go right over it. So beak, eyelids, and now we create an eye. Alright. And after that, make another eye. This one we're going to auto stroke, autofill. That's going to be here. Okay. All right. So doesn't look great yet, but now we're gonna add the feathers, and then we can say we're through 90% of the work. Okay, head feathers. Okay, so that's a bluish purple. All right, so let's do the top ones. All right. Okay, so there's Kevin, and now we start fine tuning Kevin. So first thing we want to do is I missed a key feature. I don't want it to connect because yeah. All right. That's one of the features. And then, okay. So now let's get started. So let's start with the face, and we're going to start with the width tool. So Control A for everything, and then Control I to deselect. And come on, Kevin. No? Is it 22? Okay. So then we're going to have to come back to that line, but for the time being, at least we got that one sorted out. Time to look. Alright, so we want this hand-drawn look, right? Let's get the body out there. Alright, so there's that. Then I'm gonna leave that there. But we'll start shrinking, right? And then shrink here. Definitely want to shrink there. Shrink there. Grow a little there. Shrink a little here. Alright. Then for this, we want to hide. So we don't want this here. There we go. So this one we might have to just... oh. Okay. Alright. So... yeah. Okay. Perfect. Gotta work on it more, but we need to do other stuff first to get that to work great. So head feathers. Let's just do this one all together. And I didn't do the curvature tool. You gotta do the curvature tool. Alright. Let's do the eyes. Let's do the eyelids. So let's just remove the whole thing. Then eyes. Eyelids. Okay. So let's see. Alright. Might have to think in some of these lines. Some of them might be too thin, but... Alright, so let's work now on the body. So here, what we want to do is we want to do what we did with the dogs. So let's get the tail, right? Tail's fine. Let's get the body. So the body... let's widthen that up. For this, we're going to do H. I'm going to hide that. This one, you do a small... there we go. Alright. So there's that part. Alright. So we've got that. Now let's do the tail. Alright. So for the tail, make all the inner points more. Okay. And let's see, what's that look like? Then the wing, the top tail, right? So Definitely H, and we're gonna get rid of these. There we go. And then width. So let's add some width here. We're removing some here. Alright, and then the wing. So, said that part of the wing is going to be like that. And should it be like that, or should it be the other way around? A body, wing. Or should the... Yeah, we'll do that for now. We'll change it if we don't like it. And then, you know, top tail. Why not just remove it completely? Yeah. Does change some stuff, because if I do that, body, top wing. Oh. I'll have to come back for that one later, but okay. And then body, head. And I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. The feathers. Shit. They don't layer. They don't layer on one another. Okay. So. I'm gonna have to do something, ain't I? Oh, can't do that. Control Z. Alright. How about this? When in doubt, get creative. Oh. Yeah, when in doubt, get creative. Oh. I would redo the wings, but I'm not going to do that. I mean the feathers. So, now that you see it, I'm not done. Left leg. So, right leg. Left leg. Alright. Alright, so... nope, we're not done. We're not done. I know there's something missing. I couldn't pinpoint it. Okay, the legs. left leg. There we go. So we're definitely going to hide here. Then we're going to control this width. Okay, and then left leg. You can actually use the widths to give, see, like to give it a little bit of an exaggeration to the toe. So it's a really good way if you don't really get what you want from the line you drew, you can still get it out of other tools or out of other things that you use. Okay. All right. Kevin! Kevin's done. All right. So we're done with Kevin. There's a thing or two I want to change. I can't pinpoint it. I feel it, but I can't see it, kind of thing. And let me see. Somehow I think I found, no. I think I found it. It's right here. Left, right leg. Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right. So there's Kevin, the wonderful mom of God knows how many babies. And now that it's done, I'm going to go to sleep. No, no. So I'm going to stop here. And then we're going to try to rig it in another video. And because in this video, yeah, it's going to be a 2-hour long video if we rig it here. So I'll save it here. We'll rig it on another date. And hopefully you guys got to learn and see what I did. And see how tracing... See, there he is. Boom. Realistic cartoon, right? So that's a good way to stylize and draw your characters. I might have to take some of these lines and thin them out, but you know, I'll think about what I need to do. Hopefully you guys learned and then you get a nice tutorial on how to do these things. I hope that you followed along with your own drawings, or even with this one here. And see you guys next time.